Brought to you by Penguin.
The Secret Service of Tea and Treason by India Holton. Read by Elizabeth Knowelden.
For Taylor, Christine, Bridget and Stephanie, and for the team behind the curtain, making magic happen. Chapter 1. Extreme Expectations. Miss Dearlove attempts an opinion. Not an explosion. A hold-up. Bixby to the rescue. A professional disagreement. Mess. It was the best of dress shops. It was the worst of dress shops. It sold the most beautiful garments. It sold the ugliest scraps. And Miss Primula Tukes fell in love and despair as she walked amongst its displays. Her maid, Alice Dearlove, followed like a shadow, black-garbed and silent, arms full of hat-boxes. Primula declared herself to be in heaven, but Alice privately wished the lady would go direct the other way. "I cannot attend Lady Hessup's soirée in anything but the most exquisite ensemble," Primula averred. "The most exquisite." "Yes, miss," Alice said. "You wouldn't want me to be ridiculed for wearing something outmoded, would you, dear love? Would you? Well?" The lady's eyes widened. Alice guessed from this that alarm was required at the prospect of the Honourable Miss Tukes drinking mimosas and making nice conversation, while garbed in anything less than a fashion masterpiece. Unfortunately, she felt such little alarm that she did not even blink as she looked at her mistress from behind the load of hat-boxes. Her own eyes, dark, cool, remained their normal size. Her countenance was so deadpan it ought to have been given the last rites. "No, miss," she said, glancing at the glass-panelled door, which offered the only escape from the shop. "You are tedious, dear love, tedious. Surely even a lady's maid has enough imagination to appreciate my dire circumstance." Alice hesitated, unsure which of "yes, miss" and "no, miss" was required here. No would have been accurate, for although she possessed a sterling imagination for such things as secret libraries, lost libraries, and indeed any type of library possible, she could not imagine what was so dire about not being able to choose a dress. On the other hand, yes was also accurate, for even Alice felt obliged to describe herself as tedious. For example, at this very moment, all she wanted was to put down the hat-boxes, take off her shoes, and lose herself in a really good dictionary. "Yes, miss?" she hazarded. Primula huffed, turning to flip her hand through a rack of frothing pastel dresses. "I am wasting my time here. Wasting it. I don't know why you even suggested this boutique. We should have gone to Harrods." "Yes, miss," Alice said, blowing a loose strand of fine brown hair from her face. The hat-boxes swayed, and she swayed with them, only just managing to keep them balanced. She glanced at a clock on the wall, then again at the door, before turning back to Primula. "Perhaps that purple lace dress would—" A delicate chime interrupted her as someone entered the shop. Looking around at once, Alice saw only a servant, his expression bored as he held the door ajar despite carrying half a dozen bags. He appeared nondescript, brown-haired, clean-shaven, wearing spectacles, and the general masculine uniform of dark suit and bowler hat. Nevertheless, Alice's heart fluttered inexplicably. Realising she was staring at him, she began to turn away, but just then he glanced over and their eyes happened to meet. Alice's face remained impassive. Her heart, however, went from fluttering to perfect stillness in, well, a heartbeat. Nonsense, she thought. If her cardiac organ had stopped, she would not be standing, nor breathing. To be fair, she did not currently seem to be breathing, but that was beside the point. Nor indeed blushing like a schoolgirl, just because a handsome man looked in her direction. Alice felt unclear exactly how he had transformed from nondescript to handsome within the space of seconds, but no doubt an encyclopedia.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?